Okay, so Jay, going back to the Rumble, Jay and Charlotte Flair win, right? Cool, fine, whatever. That's who you're gonna have win? Okay. Why do they have to make their declaration so soon? Why can't we drag it out for a while and not even like teasing it, like having them come out and then get interrupted or nothing like that? Just be like, okay, they won. We still have a few months between now and WrestleMania. So, and we still have the Elimination Chamber, right? Once we get through the chamber, then we have four people trying to figure out who is going to battle who. And then it could even be, you could even kind of create like a whole new conflict, right? So let's say you have your Rumble winners, Jay and Charlotte. They win. Cool. Next year, the Rumble winners, they don't make their declarations until after the Elimination Chamber. So we get through the chamber. We obviously know who won the Rumble, so that's not a mystery. We know it's going to be four people main eventing WrestleMania at this point, and they just got to pick their people. Once we go through the Elimination Chamber, we'll get the men's and the women's victors out of those matches as well. So now we have four people, for instance, like with this year, we'll just take this year for an example, Bianca and John Cena. So we come out of those two PLEs knowing who our key players are for WrestleMania. After that, that's when the whole debate and the battle of who's going to challenge who for the WrestleMania main event begins. And I think that you can even make it like a fun game, right? Like, or even like you could even do a match between like the Elimination Chamber victor and against, like, for instance, like this year you could have done Charlotte Flair versus Bianca, right? Like let's say they win and they both declare to face against Rhea, right? Or they both go out there, maybe the Raw after the Elimination Chamber, and they're both out there kind of getting in Rhea's face just to, because Raw's the first show after the PLE, right? They confront Rhea. Bianca said they're like, you know what, maybe I'm gonna pick you at WrestleMania, and then Charlotte interrupts, and Charlotte's like, no, like, me and Rhea have history too. Like, I'm gonna battle Rhea, and then Io comes out, because they were gonna have their, if we're going with that, like Rhea was still been the champion, and Io would have had her match against Rhea, blah blah blah, and then you can have Tiffany come out, and then like, don't forget about me, blah blah, and just you can go from there. That way, it saves time. And the same thing for the men's side, right? Like the men's would have been a little different with obviously Cena turning heel and stuff like that. And it wouldn't even have really been a question. Cena would have gone for Cody still. And you could have had the same outcome, but you wouldn't have had a month of TV that's been eaten up between Jay and Gunther in particular, really kind of doing the same stuff, and now that they introduced Jimmy, that's, an additional, I guess, low layer, but you still wouldn't even have needed to do that because we still have, it's what, March 30th? We still have not a full month, but 3 weeks ish until WrestleMania. So you could have started all that TV essentially like 2 weeks ago and then just spread it out a little bit more. So just some thoughts right there. But I think that would have eliminated a lot of, I don't want to say angst against Jay, but speculation on like, does Jay really deserve the main event spot? Should he have won the Rumble? And at this point, should he even beat Gunther? Which is a whole other story, which we'll get into a little bit later on. Well, not in this show, once we get closer to WrestleMania. But I just think you could have saved yourself some strain there too. So we'll see though, and maybe they'll do that next year. Maybe they'll see this little video here and they'll be like, "That's a fantastic idea. We're gonna do that." Steal away, man. Steal away.